Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstones for teaching us His truth, and salutations to the sincere Akim and Aqua that may listen. May the blessing of election be over your house. My name is Brother Raquai, and I'm back in here with another lesson. And for today's lesson is going to be a little of an exhortation, and so the topic is refraining from trusting in the system. And what inspired me to bring out this topic and this lesson is the fact that because it's 2023. And it's a very interesting start to the new year, and the reason why I say that is because more and more information is coming out in regards to the results of people who actually took the Anthony Fauci ouchie, if you catch my drift, right? So there's more information coming out. A lot of these athletes, celebrities, politicians. I heard about this kickboxer. Very very young. She was about, I think she was 18 years old, and passed away. And there was another case as well, of another NFL player who had, I don't remember his name, but he passed away. I believe it was on New Year's Eve as well, right? And there's just so much information that's coming out, but the media is hiding it, right? Because they don't want to seem like they're the ones, they're pushing this, but they're realizing what they're pushing is actually to the population's detriment, right? So anyways, back to the title of the lesson is referring to trust in the system, because this is part of what the system is actually doing, right? It's telling the people, especially you Israelites that are out there, that you have to take this this thing to get into certain places, and when you realize you took it, and it's not even for your benefit, I should say. It's actually for your downfall. But the way that they use these words, right? The media and these elites are so crafty with their words. So our people get tripped up into all these different devices, right? I don't have the precept listed here, but I just have a precept in mind. Just give me 1 second. So this is 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11, and it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? So a lot of these devices that that Satan is laying out for a lot of our people is these so-called flu shots, the Fauci ouchie, and ultimately that MOTB, right? But they're going to say it and present it in a way that looks like it's something that's beneficial to our people, when it's not even for our benefit. It's for our downfall, right? And now, as time progresses in this new year, we're seeing the result of what's actually happening to a lot of our people, and people in general, that have taken this experimental so-called medicine, right? Because it's not real medicine, right? So this is what happens when a lot of you are, our people, you Israelites that are trusting in the system, and the system is not even, it's showing our people that there is no comfort there, right? and it's showing our people that, when you trust in the system, it's, it's not for our benefit. It's over time and time again that, we get stricken, right? So I just want to bring out a couple precepts onto this, right? And this is a couple precepts in regards to a lot of our people who take on this covering of, believing the rhetoric that is spoken by these politicians, these managers, people in authority in this kingdom, right? Okay, so this is Isaiah 30 verse 1, and it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin," right? And sin is the transgression of the law. So in order for you to take that experimental medicine, you're breaking one of your laws, right? Because you're not supposed to have anything that punctures your skin or your flesh, right? Verse 2, that walked down into Egypt, and that have not asked of Salakia, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Right, and what's happening in the world now, amidst all this this calamity, is a bunch of confusion, right? There is no sense of order. There's constant division between the people, and there is no there's just gross darkness, like it says in Isaiah 60, right? The people are in a gross darkness, right? And the only people who actually have the light, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding are the elect, right? So this is Isaiah 31 verse 1. "So woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, trust in chariots, because there are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord," right? So they're not looking to seek the Lord, right? And the Lord, is offering this information, offering this wisdom, this knowledge, this mercy, and this grace, by using our people, like using the prophets, to, which is an example, and a great example of mercy, grace, and charity, right? So, to be delivered from these situations, right? The scriptures say that wisdom, actually, let me just get it. It's one of my favorite scriptures. I don't want to butcher it. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 13, and it reads, "She prevented them that desire her, in making herself first known unto them," right? So by getting comfortable with Sophia, which represents this knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we get more understanding, and through that understanding we're able to see and recognize those wicked devices that Satan is laying out for our people. You think of it as cheat codes to a game. When you put in different combinations, you're able to duck, move to the side, throw that punch, or tackle, whatever it is that we can be able to dodge those different devices that Satan is laying out for us. But because of our people are not taking heed to these, to extend the metaphor, like these so-called, these cheat codes, right, which represents the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, they're taking punches, right? They're taking, punches to the gut. They're taking, a punch to the face. They're falling, they're tripping, they're slipping, right? And that is all being manifested, to this day, as they, because they trusted in the system, right? They trusted in the experimental medicine, which, by the way, Pfizer, the directors on Pfizer, they actually had came out and they had said that they had no idea what the long-term effects were of their so-called medicine, right? They actually verbally said that in a press conference, right? And all they said was we just had to move at the speed of sound. So for them it was just about getting it and then just pushing it out there, but they did not know the full long-term effects of what was going on, right? And now as January 2023 progresses, we're now seeing the long-term effects of what is happening to a lot of these people. For example, you have a lot of these athletes, like I was saying earlier, they are dropping, unalive, so to speak, from all these different heart conditions, right? People are having strokes, people who are very young. I've seen people as young as like 18 in their teens. I saw another story as well about I think she's a 12-year-old girl. Her parents, I believe it was her mother, that volunteered her to actually take the medicine, and now the end result is that she's now in a wheelchair, and she now has to be fed. I believe she has to be fed through and she needs help to get fed, in a nutshell. You can Google the story. I don't know all the particulars, but but essentially this is the result of trusting in Egypt, right? Instead of trusting the Lord, right? Let's get another script. Okay, so this is Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, with all thine heart, right? So your mind, and lean not on thine own understanding, right? So what happens is, a lot of our people like to lean on their own understanding, right? The scriptures say that his ways are higher than our ways, right? Because we need direction, we need guidance, we need an example to make us more righteous, to keep us on that good path, because we're living in a system that enables a lifestyle that is completely contrary to the Holy Bible, right? It just leads our people to perversion, and it turns them inside out, and it makes things that are seen as that are condemned in the scriptures, they make it seem like it's something that's okay, right? All these different wines and philosophies that it would entail, like democracy, idolatry, these holidays like Christmas and so on and so forth, right? So I'm just gonna get another script just to end off, but hopefully this video is edifying. Okay, so here it says Psalms 118 verse 8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man, right? And what a good example of this is in the midst of the pandemic, of lockdowns. In the beginning, there was a reverence for first what do you call those people? First responders, right? Paramedics, nurses, and people who were responding, to the job, firefighters and so on and so forth. Now, as the the C18+1 pandemic had progressed, we realized that, and then all the mandates began coming out in regards to the experimental medicine. We realized that there was a turning an upside down, because there were a lot of first responders in places like New York, here in Ontario. We realized that a lot of these first responders did not choose to take that Fauci ouchie. And what happened? They were condemned, they were ridiculed, right? They were not seen as they were seen as somebody who was not doing their part, so to speak, right? So this is why it's really important to put our trust in the Lord, right? Because He's the only one who can actually have mercy on us, protect us, from what's to come. Verse 9, it is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes, right? And confidence just goes back to with faith, right? So we continue to pray, fast, be charitable amongst the brothers, so we can actually, so for the Lord, to have mercy on us, right? Diligently, seeking the Lord while He may be found, right? So anyways, that concludes the end of the lesson. It wasn't really, I didn't want to make this too long, but I just wanted to hit a couple points in regards to what's going on in the world, and just remaining to seek the Lord while He may be found, right? So hopefully this video was edifying, and I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching His truth. Until next time, I say Shalom.